Hey guys, Michael here. Today I'm going to share with you some third-party accessories that you can get for your P2 to make using your P2 that much better. Stick around, let's get to it. So here we have the RA2Pro and I have a mock-up tumbler sitting on there. This by itself is a great product, highly recommended. However, there are some improvements you can make to it. First off, the included level that they include there. This works really well, however, this is a hard plastic and it's slippery, especially on a real tumbler with a powder coated finish. So what this Lakeshore3D company did was they came up with these little feet. You actually just slip your level on there and now you can put it on top of your material just like that. And it doesn't move. It stays put. It actually stays with the contour of the tumbler. And yeah, it doesn't move anywhere. This is a great add-on. Another thing is when you're actually engraving on your material, you need to find the center of it. And they came up with a center finder. And this center finder just slips on top of the gearbox, just like you see right there. Now you know exactly where the center is because the arrow is pointing to it. And third and finally is my favorite product. This product is called the Super Leveler. And let me take this apart and show you how to install it real quick. So you just have to remove a couple of bolts from the gearbox to separate the gearbox from the base plate. Once you do so, you're going to slide this onto the base plate and you're going to take your gearbox and bolt it back down. So now that's all there is to it to install the Super Leveler. Of course, I didn't put the bolts in. You'll need to do that when you install yours. So with the Super Leveler installed, I can put my bubble level on there, and all I have to do is rotate the knob in the back to actually level the tumbler. It's just that easy. So most of you already know this, but if you don't, xTool provides 4 of these spring clips. Now these spring clips are made to work with the slats to hold down the material if it's warped or if it wants to move around a little bit using the air assist. Sometimes it wants to blow it around. Now this spring clip is a little tricky to use, however you can open it up pretty wide as you can see here. And the way it works is you slide it underneath your slat and you'll have to pull up. Now if you pull up from the front over here, it really doesn't want to open that much because the screw wants to bind on it. However, if you pull it up from the back, and it's a little hard to show, if you pull it up from the back, it does open up even more. But again, it does bind on things, so it's a little weird. There it goes. It's all the way out there. But it's just a little bit weird to use. However, they do offer this, and they give you 4 of them. What Lakeshore3D did was they came up with these little 3D printed parts that look like this. And to put them on, all you'll have to do is hook it on to the slat and push it from the side, and that's all there is to install it. To take it off, you do the opposite. You just push it, and it comes right off. So if I have this material and I want to clamp this material down, I'll take the lip of this and put it on top of the material and then push it from the side, and that's going to hold it down. They include 12 in a package, so you get plenty of clips to hold down the material. So these work really good. Another thing they came up with are these little locator pins, and what these are used for are repeat processes. To put them on, all you do is slide it on top of the slats, and that's how easy it is to take it off. You'll just pull it off and it comes right off. So the benefit of these is, let's say I'm going to do some business cards over and over again. Let me move these slats a little bit closer. And I'm going to do a batch of business cards for a customer. And when I say business cards, I'm talking about the metal business card that they sell. I can use these locators and just create a little jig so that once aligned, I can set them up just like that. I can do my engraving. I can take this off, put my next card on. I can do my engraving again, over and over again. So these are perfect for repeat engravings if you need to repeat the same process over and over again and always keep the material in the same spot. And of course the same thing works whether you're doing coasters or business cards. You can do the same thing. You can place it, you can engrave it, you can move it and place it again over and over again, and you won't lose the same you won't lose that location, and you won't have to realign your engraving every time. It's always going to be in the same spot with these material locators. Okay, so let's talk slats. Now on the slats, the closest you can put them is a 1/2 inch away. That works good for most cases. However, there are the case when you're going to cut out a small word, a small earring, and it's going to fall through the cracks. When that happens and the laser hasn't finished cutting or finished going over that path, it's going to come across and it's going to hit that and mess that piece up. So how do you get around those pieces falling through? Well, you need a honeycomb. The slats work good, however, they don't hold all the small pieces. So when it comes to a honeycomb, you have a couple of different options. There's the DIY option where I use this metal grate that I've used in my M1 in the past, and this works well. I'll put it on top of the slats and that will hold my pieces. Also, you can use a cookie cooling rack. The cookie cooling rack can sit in there just like that, and you have these little squares. And this works pretty good, except the squares are a little bit big for my taste. However, this will work in a pinch where you don't have to worry about putting the slats too close together. This one's a little bit bent, so you have to make sure it's actually flat. Also, I want to point out when you're using these third-party products and you put them on top of your slats, you cannot use the built-in XCS material settings because this third-party product is going to throw off that material setting. So you have to make sure you always measure. Finally, I want to share with you what I think is a really cool product, and everybody has been looking for a product like this. This is the world's first honeycomb designed specifically to fit the P2. Let's show you what it looks like inside the P2. This is how easy it is to install this honeycomb. With the slats removed, you just slide it in place and drop it down, and that's it. It's already installed. It does have a little bit of left and right movement, however, it does not have front to back. The reason for the left to right is you need to be able to put your hand on the side to pick it up and to pull it out of there. If they didn't have that, you would have to somehow get underneath this honeycomb and it would make it harder to get to. So that was by design. So I did a measurement test between the material sitting on the honeycomb and with the honeycomb removed and sitting on the slats. There is a slight difference. That's because the honeycomb top is not at the same height as the slat top. So when you use the honeycomb, you need to make sure you use the auto measurement feature. Other than that, this honeycomb is a great upgrade to the P2. As you can see, I don't have to worry about losing my little name here because after I cut my acrylic, I can take the acrylic out and these are still going to be on top of this honeycomb. So that's all I want to share with you, but before you run off, I have a discount code for you. You can find a link to the Lakeshore3D products and the honeycomb in my description down below of this video. However, if you want a discount code for that aluminum honeycomb, you'll need to do a little bit more legwork for it. So also in the description, you'll find a link to my personal Google Sheet. It's free, open to the public. Just go there and you can find all the settings that I use for the different materials that I find that works for me. Also, there's a miscellaneous tab that has a lot of just various information. Hidden in the miscellaneous tab is a discount code to let you save 12% off the cost of the honeycomb. So make sure you go there, find that discount code, and when you make your purchase, use it and you'll save 12%. If you do happen to use that discount code, be fair, don't put it in the description down below. Let's make everybody work for it a little bit. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next time.